The quiet suburbs of Seattle usually offer nothing but morning mist and the smell of fresh coffee. But that Tuesday in October will forever stay in my memory as the day my world began to crumble. My son David stopped by after lunch. He looked rushed, his eyes darting around. "Mom, I need a huge favor. My laptop screen is shattered. It has vital project files and I have an urgent flight. Can you take it to Kevin's repair shop for me?" As any mother who is proud of her child's success, I agreed immediately. David had always been our pride. A senior engineer at a tech giant, married to the beautiful Valerie, living in a prestigious neighborhood. My husband Robert and I thought we had raised a perfect man. I took the old scratched laptop pod that a successful IT specialist used such junk and promised it would be ready by evening. David hugged me, but it felt mechanical. Kevin's workshop was just a few blocks away. It was a dusty place filled with microchips, but Kevin was the best in the business. "Patricia, come in!" Did David break something again? He chuckled. I left the computer and went shopping. When I returned 3 hours later, the atmosphere in the shop had changed. Kevin wasn't smiling. He stood by the window, nervously rubbing his hands. When he saw me, he quickly locked the front door. My heart skipped a beat at his strange behavior. "Kevin, what happened? You look like you've seen a ghost." He beckoned me to the workbench where David's laptop lay disassembled. "Patricia, I've known your family for years. What I'm about to tell you, it might cost me my job and you, your sleep. But I cannot stay silent." He turned the screen toward me. A folder named Revenues 2023 was open, but there were no bridge blueprints inside. There were hundreds of document scans, passports, social security numbers, and credit card data. I began reading names aloud. They were names of our neighbors, friends from church, and even my husband, Robert. Next to each name were amounts and transaction dates. "Patricia, your son isn't just an engineer," Kevin whispered, his voice trembling. "This computer is used for massive phishing and identity theft. He's stealing from your friends." I felt the floor drop beneath my feet. My David? The boy who cried over a bird's broken wing as a child? This can't be true. Maybe he was hacked. Kevin opened the browser history. Encrypted messages showed David discussing fund withdrawals and cleaning accounts. The accomplice was signed as V. Valerie. My daughter-in-law wasn't just aware, she was the mastermind. They were using our family reputation as a shield for their crimes. "Listen to me carefully," Kevin said, grabbing my shoulders. "Block your cards and Robert's cards right now. I found files showing the next big transfer is scheduled for tomorrow. The target is your family retirement account. They plan to wipe you out and leave the country. Run, Patricia. Don't tell him you saw this. If he realizes you know the truth, I don't know what they might do to you. These people are dangerous when they are cornered." I stepped out into the thick Seattle fog. The air felt like lead. In my bag sat the laptop, now it felt like a ticking bomb. I walked to my car, looking over my shoulder. Every stranger felt like a threat. Every shadow looked like my son. How could a human lie so skillfully for years? How could I be so blind to his true nature? But the worst was ahead. I had to go home to Robert and tell him that our only son was a professional criminal. When I got home, Robert was in the garden. He looked so peaceful, so unsuspecting. I sat him down and showed him the photos I had taken of the screen. I watched the color drain from his face as he recognized his own banking details in the files. "He's our son, Patricia," he whispered. "Maybe there's an explanation." But then he saw the messages about our retirement fund. The betrayal was absolute. Our son was willing to leave us destitute. We didn't call David. Instead, we spent the evening at a lawyer's office. We learned that the business trips David took were actually meetings to move stolen cash. Valerie was the one who scouted the victims. They were planning to fly to a non-extradition country in 48 hours. My love for my son was being fought by a fierce need for justice. I realized that if I didn't act, more innocent people would suffer because of my silence. The next morning, David called. His voice was cheerful, which made my skin crawl. "Hey Mom, did Kevin fix the screen? I'm coming over to pick it up before my flight." I took a deep breath, trying to keep my voice steady. "Yes, dear, it's ready. Come over for dinner." I felt like a spy in my own home. I had already called the police, and they were coordinating with the cybercrimes unit. The trap was set, and I was the bait for my own child. Dinner was a nightmare of fake smiles. Valerie arrived in a designer coat, talking about their bright future. I looked at her and saw a predator. Every time David laughed, I thought of the neighbors whose lives he had ruined. When the doorbell finally rang, David went to answer it, thinking it was a delivery. Instead, 3 federal agents were standing there. The look of pure terror on his face was something I will never forget as long as I live. They found everything: hard drives hidden in the walls, offshore accounts, and the proof of the planned theft from our accounts. As David was being led away in handcuffs, he looked at me with such hatred. "You ruined us, Mom!" he screamed. But I stood tall. "No, David. You ruined yourself the moment you thought our love was a weakness to be exploited." Valerie didn't scream. She just looked at me with cold, calculating eyes. The trial lasted months. It was a circus of media and broken friendships. We had to face our neighbors and apologize for what our son had done. Robert and I sold our big house to pay back some of the victims. It was a long, painful road to redemption, but strangely, I felt lighter. The lies were gone. The perfect son was a myth, but the truth was something we could finally live with. We moved to a small apartment and started a new life. 5 years have passed. David is in federal prison, and Valerie is serving a longer sentence for masterminding the scheme. Robert and I visit him occasionally. He's starting to take responsibility now. There are no more fake smiles, only hard truths. I realized that being a mother isn't about protecting your child from the law. It's about protecting their soul, even if it means letting them face the consequences of their darkest actions. I often think back to Kevin's workshop, that small, dusty room where the light of truth finally broke through the fog. If it weren't for a broken screen and an honest technician, we would be homeless and our son would be a fugitive. Sometimes, the things that look like accidents are actually the universe giving you a chance to do the right thing. I am 58, and I am finally living a life built on honesty. It's a quiet life, but it's mine. Robert and I started a support group for parents of troubled adult children. We realized we weren't alone. So many parents feel the guilt of their children's choices. I tell them that we are only responsible for the values we teach, not the paths they take. My husband has found peace in woodworking, and I spend my time volunteering at the local library. We don't have the big house anymore, but we have a home that is built on solid ground. Our neighbors eventually forgave us. They saw that we were victims too, and that we were the ones who ultimately stopped the cycle of theft. Last Christmas, the woman from across the street brought us a pie. It was a small gesture, but it meant the world. It showed me that community can be rebuilt, even after a devastating betrayal. You just have to be willing to do the hard work of being honest and making amends where you can. I still have the old laptop bag. It sits in the back of my closet as a reminder. I never bought a new one. To me, it represents the day I chose justice over comfort. I look at my reflection and see a woman who is stronger than she ever thought possible. I am not just David's mother or Robert's wife. I am Patricia, a woman who stood up for what was right when it was the hardest thing to do. And that is a legacy I am finally proud of. David wrote me a letter last week. For the first time, he didn't ask for money or a lawyer. He just asked how Robert's garden was doing. It was a small step, but it was a real one. Maybe one day, when he comes out, we can be a family again. Not a perfect one, but an honest one. Until then, I will keep living my life, one foggy Seattle morning at a time, knowing that the truth is the only thing that can truly set you free. The rainy season in Seattle always brings back the memories of that October, but now the rain feels cleansing rather than cold. Robert and I often walk by the water, watching the ferries cross the Sound. We talk about the future now, not just the past. We're planning a trip to the coast next month. It's a simple trip, nothing like the luxury vacations David used to gift us, but this time every cent is ours, and every smile is real. I've learned that wealth has nothing to do with the numbers in a bank account. It's about being able to look at yourself in the mirror and not feel shame. It's about having friends who love you for who you are, not what you can do for them. My life is smaller now, but it's so much deeper. I've found a sense of purpose I never had when I was busy being the perfect suburban mother. I'm a teacher of truth now, in my own quiet way. Kevin still runs his shop and we visit him often. He's a hero in our eyes, though he'd never admit it. He just says he was doing his job, but I know it took courage to speak up. He taught me that one person's honesty can save dozens of lives. Every time I see him, I'm reminded that there are good people in the world, people who value integrity over profit. He's a permanent part of our new, smaller, but much more meaningful circle of friends. My relationship with Robert is stronger than ever. The crisis could have torn us apart, but instead, it forged us into a team. We faced the shame together, and we built the new life together. He's my rock, and I'm his. We don't need the big house or the fancy cars to feel successful. We just need each other and the peace of mind that comes from knowing we did the right thing. That is the true success we spent our whole lives looking for. Sometimes I see Valerie's name in the legal news. She's still fighting her sentence, still trying to blame everyone else. I feel a flicker of pity for her, but then I move on. She chose her path, and I chose mine. I hope one day she finds the courage to be honest, but that's her journey, not mine. My focus is on the people I can help and the life I am building. I have no room for her bitterness in my heart anymore. I am finally free. I've started writing a memoir. It's a difficult process, reliving the pain, but it's also healing. I want to share my story with other mothers who might be in the same position. I want them to know that it's okay to choose the truth, even when it feels like you're betraying your own blood. Your first duty is to the truth, and everything else follows from that. I hope my words can provide a light for someone else trapped in a fog of lies. We had a small gathering in our apartment last night. Just a few close friends and a lot of laughter. We ate simple food and talked late into the night. It was the kind of evening that feeds the soul. No one was trying to impress anyone else. We were just being ourselves. I looked around the room and felt a deep sense of gratitude. This is what I was fighting for. This simple, honest, beautiful life. I wouldn't trade it for anything. David's release date is still a long way off, but he's taking classes in prison. He's learning about ethics and social responsibility. He says he wants to use his skills for good when he gets out. I want to believe him, but I'm also realistic. I've learned to watch actions, not just listen to words. But there's a glimmer of hope there, and for now, that's enough. We're taking it one day at a time, one letter at a time. That's progress. The fog in Seattle is lifting as I write this. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds, reflecting off the damp pavement. It's a beautiful sight. It reminds me that no matter how thick the fog is, the sun is always there, waiting to break through. You just have to be patient and keep walking toward the light. I am Patricia, and I am standing in the sun. My heart is at peace and my conscience is clear. Life is good. I think about the people David hurt. We've reached out to as many as we could. Some accepted our apology, some didn't. I understand both reactions. All we can do is keep trying to make things right. It's a lifelong commitment to justice. It's not about checking a box. It's about a change of heart. I'm grateful for the chance to try. I'm grateful for every honest breath I take. This is my life now, and I'm proud to live it. The community library where I volunteer has become my second home. I help people find books, but I also listen to their stories. Everyone has a burden. Everyone has a secret. By being open about my own story, I've created a space where others feel safe to be honest too. It's a small way of giving back, of healing the community that my son tried to break. It feels like I'm finally doing the work I was always meant to do in this world. Robert has finished his first big woodworking project, a dining table for our apartment. It's sturdy, beautiful, and made with love. It's a symbol of our new life. Every time we sit down to eat, I'm reminded of the strength it took to build this. We're not just surviving, we're thriving. We've found a joy that isn't dependent on external things. It's an internal joy, a quiet fire that keeps us warm even on the coldest Seattle nights. Looking back, I see that the perfect life we had was actually a prison. We were trapped by expectations, by the need to maintain an image. When that image shattered, we were finally able to see the truth. And the truth, though painful at first, was the key to our freedom. I'm glad the mirrors broke. I'm glad the walls came down. Now we can see the horizon, and it's beautiful. We are no longer prisoners of our own pride. I received a card from Kevin today. He's retiring and moving to Arizona. He thanked us for our friendship and for the interesting story we gave him. I laughed. He's a good man, and I'll miss him, but I'm happy for him. He deserves a long, peaceful retirement under the desert sun. He's earned it. He's a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, you can find extraordinary heroes. He changed our lives, and we will never forget him. My memoir is almost done. I've titled it The Technician's Warning. It's a tribute to Kevin, but also to the power of the truth. I hope it finds its way to the people who need it most. I want it to be a bridge for others to find their own way out of the fog. Writing it has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most rewarding. It's a testament to the fact that it's never too late to start over and do the right thing. David's letters are becoming more frequent. He's asking for books on philosophy and history. It seems he's finally curious about the world outside of his own ambition. It's a good sign. We're careful, of course, but we're also supportive. We want him to be a better man, not just a smarter criminal. We're holding him to a high standard, but we're also holding out a hand. That's what family does. We don't give up, but we don't enable either. Robert and I are going to the coast tomorrow. We're going to walk on the beach and listen to the waves. It's our favorite way to recharge. The ocean has a way of making everything feel small and manageable. It's a reminder of the vastness of the world and the resilience of the human spirit. We'll be back in a few days, ready to continue our work. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the salt air and the sound of the seagulls. I've started a small garden on our balcony. It's mostly herbs and a few flowers, but it brings me so much joy. Watching things grow and flourish under my care is a beautiful thing. It's a small, controlled way of nurturing life. I think about David and how I tried to nurture him. I realize now that I can only provide the soil and the water. The plant has to decide which way to grow. I finally made peace with that fundamental truth. The local newspaper did a small story on our support group. They called us the Guardians of Honesty. It's a bit dramatic, but I like the sentiment. We are trying to guard the values that make a community strong. We're trying to show that there's a different way to live, a way that doesn't involve stepping on others to get ahead. It's a slow process, but we're seeing changes. People are starting to talk more openly, to trust more deeply. I saw a young man at the library today who reminded me of David at 20. He was smart, ambitious, and clearly going places. I felt a pang of sadness, but also a hope that his path would be different. I wanted to tell him that success isn't worth it if you have to lose yourself along the way. But I just smiled and helped him find his books. Some lessons you have to learn for yourself. I just hope he has a Kevin in his life if he ever wanders. Our apartment is small, but it's filled with light and love. Every object has a story. Every corner has a memory. It's a reflection of our journey. We don't have a lot of things, but we have everything we need. I've learned that the less you have, the more you appreciate what's right in front of you. It's a lesson in gratitude that I wish I had learned years ago. But I'm grateful I've learned it now. It's never too late for a new perspective. Robert's woodworking is becoming quite popular. He's started taking small commissions. He loves the process of taking a rough piece of wood and turning it into something functional and beautiful. It's a lot like our lives, I think. We were rough, we were broken, but with a lot of patience and care, we've been turned into something new and meaningful. He's found a passion he never knew he had, and it's beautiful to watch him work. I've started a blog to complement my memoir. I share thoughts on honesty, resilience, and rebuilding your life after a crisis. The response has been overwhelming. People from all over the world are reaching out with their own stories. It's a reminder that we are all connected in our struggles and our triumphs. We are not alone. There is a whole community of people trying to live better, more honest lives. It's a powerful thing to be part of. I think about the word betrayal. It's such a heavy word. For a long time, it was the only word I could use to describe what David did. Now, I see it as a catalyst. It was the thing that forced us to change, to grow, to become the people we were always meant to be. It was a painful gift, but a gift nonetheless. I've stopped letting the word define me. I am not a victim of betrayal. I am a survivor who found her way back to the truth. David's latest letter was different. He didn't just ask about the garden, he apologized. Truly apologized. He said he finally sees the damage he caused, and he's deeply sorry. I cried when I read it. It's the first real sign of a changed heart. It doesn't fix everything, of course, but it's a start. It's the first brick in the foundation of a new relationship. We have a long way to go, but for the first time, I feel like we're moving in the right direction. The rain is falling gently outside my window. I love the sound. It's so peaceful. I'm sitting at my desk, finishing a blog post. I feel a deep sense of satisfaction. My life is full of purpose and meaning. I'm doing work that matters, and I'm surrounded by people I love. I am Patricia, and I am happy. It's a simple statement, but it took a long time and a lot of pain to get here. I'm proud of every step of the journey, even the ones that hurt the most. Tomorrow, Robert and I are going to visit David. It's been a while, and we're both a bit nervous, but we're also hopeful. We want to see if the apology in his letter is reflected in his eyes. We want to keep building that bridge, one visit at a time. We're not expecting miracles, just progress. We're going to be honest with him, and we're going to expect him to be honest with us. That's the only way forward. That's the only way to heal. I look at the photos from our perfect life, and I don't recognize the woman in them. She looks so guarded, so focused on appearance. The woman I see in the mirror today looks older, yes, but also much more alive. Her eyes are brighter, her smile is more genuine. She's been through the fire and she's come out refined. I like this woman much better. She's real, she's honest, she's me, and I'm so glad she finally found her way home. Our visit with David went better than expected. He was quiet, reflective, and seemed genuinely glad to see us. We didn't talk about the past. We talked about the books he's reading and the classes he's taking. We talked about Robert's woodworking and my blog. It was a normal conversation, the kind we haven't had in years. It's a small victory, but a victory nonetheless. We're building something new, and it feels like it might actually last this time. I'm sitting on our balcony watching the sunset. The sky is a beautiful orange and pink. I feel a deep sense of peace. My life is not what I expected it to be, but it's exactly what I need. I've learned that the most important things in life aren't things at all. They are the relationships we build, the truth we speak, and the love we share. I am Patricia, and I am rich in the only way that matters. My heart is full, and my soul is at peace. My blog has been nominated for an award for social impact. I'm shocked and honored. I never expected it to reach so many people, But I'm grateful for the platform. It's a chance to share my message of honesty and resilience with an even wider audience. I hope it helps more people find the courage to face their own truths. I hope it shows them that even after the worst betrayal, there is a way back to the light. We just have to choose it. Robert and I are going to start a small workshop for young people, teaching them woodworking, but also talking about integrity and hard work. We want to pass on the lessons we've learned. We want to show them that there's a better way to build a life. It's another way of giving back, of building a stronger community. We're excited about it. It's a chance to make a real difference in the lives of the next generation. It's a chance to be mentors. I think about the word rebuilding. It's such a powerful word. It implies that something was destroyed, but also that there is a chance to start over. That's what we've done. We've rebuilt our lives, our marriage, and even our relationship with our son. It's a slow, painstaking process, but it's so worth it. The new structures are much stronger than the old ones because they are built on a foundation of truth. They can weather any storm. David's latest letter included a sketch of Robert's dining table. He said he can imagine us sitting around it and he hopes to sit there with us one day. It was a beautiful gesture. It shows that he's starting to value the things that actually matter. He's starting to see the beauty in simplicity and hard work. It's another brick in the bridge. We're keeping the sketch on our refrigerator. It's a reminder of the hope we have for the future. The rain has stopped and the air is fresh and clean. I'm going for a walk in the park. I love the way the city looks after it rains. Everything is so vibrant and alive. I feel a deep sense of connection to everything around me. I am part of this city, this community, this world. I am Patricia, and I am finally living my truth. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Life is a gift, and I'm so grateful to be here. My memoir is officially finished. I'm sending it to the publisher tomorrow. It's a huge milestone. I feel a sense of accomplishment, but also a bit of fear. It's a vulnerable thing, sharing your story with the world. But I know it's the right thing to do. I know it has the power to help people. And that's what matters most. I'm ready to share my journey with all its pain and its triumph. I'm ready to be a light for someone else in the fog. Robert and I had dinner with the neighbors David stole from. It was a difficult evening, but also a healing one. We talked about the past, but we also talked about the future. We shared our story, and they shared theirs. We found a common ground in our resilience and our shared community. We're not just neighbors anymore, we're friends. We've built a bridge where there was once a wall. It's a beautiful thing to be part of. We are healing. I received a letter from a woman in Australia today. She said my blog helped her find the courage to confront her own family secrets. She said she finally feels free. I cried when I read it. This is why I do what I do. This is the real impact of the truth. It's a ripple effect that touches lives all over the world. I'm so grateful to be part of that change. I'm so grateful that my pain could be turned into something so positive and powerful. I'm sitting at my desk looking at the city skyline. I feel a deep sense of gratitude. My life is full of beauty and meaning. I have a husband I love, a son who is finally finding his way, and a community that supports me. I am Patricia, and I am proud of the woman I've become. I've faced the darkest parts of my life and come out stronger. I've found my way back to the light, and I'm never letting go. The truth has truly set me free. Final thought. No matter how deep the fog, no matter how heavy the betrayal, there is always a way back. You just have to be willing to see the truth and act on it. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's also the most rewarding. Stand tall, speak your truth, and never lose hope. You are stronger than you know, and the light is always waiting for you. Thank you for listening to my story. I'm Patricia, and I'm finally home. Bye.